Okay, everybody, we are, what, 7 albums deep here on this Judas Priest journey. And, back on when I was reviewing the Dio albums, we'd almost be done. But with this, we're not even halfway done. the, we still got 2 more albums after this one until we're halfway. But anyways, we're looking today at a very overlooked album, 1981's Point of Entry. And, as I stated in my last review near the end, when I, was talking about how I was going to review this, the album cover is pretty atrocious. Looks like some kind of Photoshop, amateur. And, the UK, this is the US version. The UK version ain't too much better. It's like a zoom up of, I don't really know what's going on. It's pretty strange, but I think it is a little bit better. I don't know. But, anyways, yeah, this is a very, definitely a very overlooked album, very underrated. I do think the guitar and really the production on this is very sharp, very clean. And they kind of took a step back as far as the heaviness went from British Steel. And really, I would say that this sounds like a 70s, like a lot of these off here sound like they could be on a 70s Priest album. But, without the progginess, I'd say. Like, these are really not, there's maybe 1 or 2 songs that are kind of proggy on here, but they're kind of just like, it sounds like 70s kind of rock stuff, which, of course, they'd make the big jump to, on the next album to really heavy metal and Screaming for Vengeance. But anyways, we'll jump right on into it with a pretty good track off here. Kind of a classic off here. If anyone's going to know anything off here, it's usually Heading Out to the Highway. And I do dig this song. Really cool opener, real hooky chorus. And like I said, the production, the guitar work is really sharp on here. KK and Glenn tear it up. Then we've got Don't Go, another really cool song. Also real just kind of classic rock-esque. And I really wondered what they were kind of doing, like, honestly, with this album. Wondering, like, if they were kind of debating on going heavier or what. But either way, this is a very unique album in here, in their discography. Then we've got Hot Rock, and another kind of classic off here. Real hooky chorus. Really cool riff that's going on in this thing. And Rob's vocals again on this just keep getting better and better. Then we've got Turning Circles. Pretty good track. Probably not my favorite off here. That's the last, I believe, of side 1. And then we have probably my favorite track off here. If not my favorite, at least one of them, Desert Plains. That is a badass track. That is, you just got this, like, fast kind of, well, not too fast, just kind of a consistent riff that's going on, kind of like a train just kind of trucking along on like a railroad or something, like, is what it's kind of remind me of. And just really reminds me of kind of driving out in the desert. But Desert Plains is an incredible song. I remember the first time I heard this album, I was like, that was the standout. And then one I kind of forgot about until this listen, probably my other favorite one, Solar Angels. That one is the track that's actually got some prog elements to it. It has a breakdown very similar to the track Sin After Sin off the album Sin After Sin. Like, it's got a very similar kind of breakdown riff going on there. And what an incredible song. This is where I was like, okay, this thing could pick it up even more. And then we've got You Say Yes, which is pretty good. Kind of a filler. Side 2 actually it kind of declines in quality. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it does kind of decline in my opinion. Then we've got All the Way, another pretty decent track. Not one of my favorites off here, kind of a filler track. Then Troubleshooter is another standout on side 2. I really dig that one. Really cool song. And then finally On the Run, which is decent. Again, not one of my favorite closers by them, and not one of my favorites off this album. But yeah, Desert Plains, Solar Angels, Heading Out to the Highway, Hot Rockin', Troubleshooter, Don't Go. I mean, it's filled with some awesome stuff. It's just kind of a weird transitional period for the band, I guess. But either way, very solid album. Not one of my favorites, I'd say. But like I said, it is a very solid album. And it is overlooked. I do think people should, if they've not listened to it in years or whatever, should definitely check it out. Or if they've not listened to it at all, definitely check it out as well. And, it is another thing that's kind of contributed to being a weird one. Is it's in between 2 classics. It's in between British Steel and Screaming for Vengeance. So it just kind of get skimmed over, and then this pretty crappy album cover doesn't help it much. But anyways, next time we are jumping into the real, you can really call them heavy metal on the next one. 1982 Screaming for Vengeance, a classic, a big, massive hit album for the band. And I'm looking forward to jumping in to really probably my favorite era of Priest, that 80s, you know, from about Screaming up to like Painkillers, probably my favorite era, I would say. But I mean, again, I'm not spoiling any of the rankings because that doesn't necessarily mean I like all of those better than all the 70s ones, 2000s, all that, and whatever, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped to jump into these 80s ones again and dig back through them. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. I'm ready to keep going and get on to the halfway point here in a couple videos. Thanks.